So a few months ago, I said in a video that the Boss DS-1 wasn't for me. Strange pedal. The Boss DS-1 isn't for me. And I stand by that, actually. You know, at the time, I really could not get a sound out of that pedal that I gelled with and could see myself using long term, which actually turned out to be a shame because it was a really nice vintage Japanese one and was actually worth quite a bit of money. Oh well. Soon after that, Rhett Shull, who I think is great, made a video saying that the Boss DS-1 was one of his favourite overdrive pedals at the moment.
This is actually one of the most versatile distortion pedals and useful distortion circuits out there.
This was a real head scratcher for me because I actually feel like my tastes in tone align with Rhett's quite a lot. So what was he getting out of it that I just wasn't? Another thing has happened since I released that first DS-1 video, and that is that Boss has come out with the Waza version, the DS-1W. And the opportunity came up for me to try one out, so I thought we'd tackle this issue head on together with the DS-1W and find out if I was wrong about the DS-1 or if Rhett was wrong about the DS-1. I think we both know the answer to this. So this is my Fidelity Stella Rosa Lite 2 into the Victory V40 setup. Pretty hot actually, similar to how Rhett has his Tone King setup in his DS-1 video. This is pretty much how I actually have the V40 set most of the time. So definitely not clean at all, especially with this Mojo mini humbucker. Let's go with the DS-1W. This is in the standard mode for now. Everything at 12 o'clock. Now, if I remember rightly, with the old DS-1 that I had, I straight up did not like this tone. So let's see how this goes. I don't know what's going on here because immediately that sounds better in my memory than how it did before. My understanding of the DS-1W is that the standard mode should be pretty close, if not identical, to a standard DS-1. So there's something going on here that I'm really liking there. Maybe it's the different combination of amp and guitar, but that's better. We're getting in the ballpark. Now, something maybe I didn't pick up on quite as well as Rhett did is how powerful that tone control is. It is not just a dark and a bright tone control. It's doing so much more in the mid-range of a DS-1. So let's play around with that. I'm also going to crank the distortion down a little bit just so it's more in my comfort range. So let's see how this is sounding. What I said in that first video is it has a buzzy bee-ness about it, which doesn't make sense, but I think you kind of get what I'm on about. And this still has that buzzy bee-ness once you start cranking that tone control. I feel like for me, that sound would get quite fatiguing on the ear after a while of playing it. No doubt it is changing some stuff in the mid-range and a lot more than I maybe originally thought it was doing. I'm still liking that turn down maybe to 9. Maybe 9 o'clock with single coils, and then with a bit of, maybe if I want to get a bit of extra brightness out of humbuckers, maybe 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. So like, this is quite a bright humbucker, so I might have it at about 10 o'clock. See, that's not a bad sound. I don't think anyone would say that's a bad sound at all. In fact, that's a great rock sound. sound I didn't try in my first time around with this pedal, and that's something I've learned from Rhett, is distortion all the way down, tone all the way down, level all the way up, and it's a great moody boost sound. So I think it's time we move on to the custom mode, what the Waza version is all about, I guess. Again, let's start with everything at 12 o'clock. So I'm hearing a little volume boost between the standard and the custom. Now that is sometimes can be quite deceiving, and our ears just tell us that it sounds better because it's louder. But I think there is slightly more going on there. The sounds overall punchier. Maybe it's also slightly tighter in the bottom end. Let's start playing with the controls here. I've had a few recommendations of settings and stuff to go with, so let's start there. I'd use to describe that sound is just moody. It is a moody, textured sound that I really, really can see myself using. Let's take things a bit further with maybe the distortion, because right now we have it all the way down. We'll have a bit more tone as well. For me, a key factor when it comes to choosing overdrive pedals specifically for a pedal board is how well they stack with other things. So I do have a few other things on this board currently. Let's try, I've got the Brown Amps Atom before the DS-1W. I'm going to see how it stacks. I'm improvising now. Let's see how this goes. So this is the DS-1W with my favorite settings so far. And then the Atom in the front end of that. They pair really nicely. This is a problem. Well, it's not a problem, this is great. Just for reference, this is what the Atom sounds like on its own. Not transparent overdrive, and neither is the DS-1W, but somehow the two together are really coming together to make something really punchy and cool. It's got quite a swampy sound. Let's add a bit of harmonic tremolo. And then just for reference, let's switch back to the standard mode so you can hear the difference. I mean, it's quite amazing once you switch back to the standard mode, you realize what you are missing. For me, the standard mode sounds like when the pedal first came out. You know, it sounds like the 80s and sounds like the 90s more than anything, to be honest. But having that custom mode kind of brings it to today, for me at least. I think if you're looking for something different in your overdrive arsenal, this could be a serious contender. Thank you, Boss, for sending me out the Wazacraft version of this pedal. It's a keeper on this board for the time being. Thanks, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.